Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mosley. How's everybody doing today? The chat is up and running. What's going on, people? Let me guess. Drinking, gambling, carrying on. Not me. I just woke up from a nap. I went to breakfast this morning, went grocery shopping, even though the roads were kind of sketchy. Well, I think it's a whopping 12 degrees out there. Dead of winter. Yeah, I bought enough food. I'm hunkered down for another week. So, what's on your mind today? What do you guys want to talk about? The ICE debacle? Epstein papers? What do you guys want to discuss? Whatever. It's fine with me. Afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show. The guest stars are the people in the chat. They determine what we talk about. This show has no set agenda, no script. I'm just winging it, folks. Okay. No midstream ads, no commercials, no sponsors. I'm not running for political office. I am not trying to sell you anything. I know, it's weird, right? If you've ever wanted a chance to talk to your TV, you got 2 hours. I honestly believe this is what we're coming to, is interactive TV. I believe that the live chat is going to be with us forever. What do you think? You think live chat is going to stay popular? I think it is. Personal opinion. I mean, feel free to express yours. I had a nice visit with my father this morning. We only had 6 of us. Well, the weather was too bad for some of our regulars to get there. It was a nice breakfast. The grocery store was, grocery store. I wanted to get a rotisserie chicken and they weren't done. I didn't want to hang around and wait, so I left. Pretty exciting, right? Rotisserie chicken? They had $1 off. I had a coupon. I wasn't going to hang around for 20 minutes and wait for them to get done. I know, I'm an impatient shopper. I got everything else I needed. So, what are you guys up to today? What are your plans today? What are your priorities? Mine's pretty simple. And just come on here and see if I can meet somebody. Say hi. Well, I was talking to family all morning, so now I get to make friends. I didn't take time to make friends in the grocery store. I got my crap and got out of there. I'm not real big on shopping. That's me personally. So what are you guys up to? I'm just hanging out. A wind's blowing, the snow's drifting. It's horrible outside. At some points we were driving, some points we couldn't see but 20 foot in front of the car. Yeah. Well, the wind's blowing the snow sideways. So what are you guys up to? I got nothing going on. Who are you going to bet in the Super Bowl? I'm taking New England. I don't know why. No particular reason. I'm just taking New England. But I'm not going to bet either. No. I did that when I was living in Vegas. Used to bet sports all the time. It's not worth the drive to the casino, and I'm not going to fire them up on my phone. They've made gambling too convenient, you ask me. Well, I saw a lot of people lose a lot of money in my 33 years in Vegas. I don't need to see it anymore, and I don't need to lose any of mine, so. If I had gambling losses to cover, I couldn't have a free show, could I? So what's going on? Yesterday's show, kind of boring. Nobody got in the chat, and I predicted that we bomb somebody next Saturday. The United States is going to bomb somebody on Saturday. That's my prediction. Sorry. I looked at where the aircraft carriers were, and I'm like, why do they got Iran surrounded? That's my best guess, is they're going to bomb Iran on Saturday. They got to plan these things out in a week in advance so they can make their stock market wagers. Well, if you don't think Washington is insider trading, you're kind of naive. That's all they care about is their self-enrichment. They're not there for you and I. I'm sorry, but they're not. They want you to think that they're there for you, but they could care less about you. They'll let ICE shoot you down in the street. You know, the ICE pigs. I got that term out of the 60s. Okay. That's what ICE is acting like, is the old brutal cops of the 60s where they used to, attack people and beat them for no reason. That's the same thing ICE is doing. So as far as I'm concerned, ICE are the new pigs. I'm not going to apologize for being alive in the 60s. Okay. And if the term fits, wear it proudly. They can always change their actions if they don't want to be called pigs. My show, what are they going to do? Get in the chat? Ain't no ICE officer going to get in the chat. Okay. They don't want to be held accountable. Are you kidding? They want to victim blame. Blame the people that they killed. That's the way I see it. The aggressor that's using a weapon and wearing a mask is not the victim. I'm telling you that right now. The aggressor that's using a weapon and wearing a mask is not the victim. I don't care how many Trump officials get up there and say, this guy was a terrorist. He was not a terrorist. He was an American citizen. He never drew his gun. They drew his gun and then killed him for having it. ICE pigs. You heard it here first. I'm sorry if you find that offensive. I find ICE's actions offensive. Get past it. They'll probably kick my door in. Okay. I remember the 60s. I was just a child, but I do remember the 60s. In the 60s, our police department thought that it was okay to aggressively beat up protesters, peaceful protesters. ICE is doing the same thing. Thus, ICE pigs. Hey, clip it. Put it on X if you want. I'm telling them, you're going to act like a pig? I'm going to call you a pig. Pig. I cannot believe that these guys are running around treating fellow Americans like that. Fellow citizens going to be walking up and being aggressive with people, putting hands on people, pepper spraying people. Fuck that. Pardon my language, but I'm sorry. I'm offended. They are a disgrace to America. Border Patrol and ICE agents are a disgrace to America. On the world stage, they make us look no better than a nation full of drunken wife beaters. They're stripping America of its dignity. I value my civil rights. Oh, I find it all offensive. And the fact that Trump has unleashed these goons, I find him offensive now. He's crossed the line. In my opinion, feel free to jump in the chat and express yours. If you want to be able to chat, go to youtube.com, download the Discord app. It's free. Then you can jump in the chat. Talk about anything you want to talk about. In my opinion, ICE is acting like pigs. Border Patrol, pigs. They do not respect human life. They do not respect the U.S. Constitution. And they're wearing a moniker that says they're police. If I were a policeman, I'd be upset. I don't think they should be calling themselves police. They're not police. They're not in the same category. They don't have the same training. They should replace the word police on their vests. That's bullshit. They're giving the police a bad name. And that's pretty hard to do, given our nation's history. They're attacking people on the streets. Every time I see this, ICE is the aggressor. Every time. I haven't seen anyone pick up a weapon to fight ICE. I have never even seen anyone raise a hand to fight ICE. ICE is the aggressor. Border Patrol is the aggressor. They start the conversation. Then they escalate and take it to a confrontation. ICE pigs, Border Patrol pigs. I was alive in the 60s, and this is what the pigs did in the 60s. They attacked peaceful protesters. They can sit out here and victim shame all they want. I'm telling you, ICE and Border Patrol are the aggressors. They're the only ones using weapons. They're the only ones pressing to attack. They are the only ones wearing a mask. ICE are a bunch of pigs. It's unreal. They're attacking people for no reason. We have policing policies in this country that are well established. If you want to arrest someone, you go get a warrant. And then you arrest them without beating them senseless. And then they get their day in court. They get to go before a judge. Due process is what it's called. As long as they are attacking people on the street, they are not using our established due process. That's all I'm saying. ICE and Border Patrol are not the victims. They are the aggressors. They are the only ones using weapons, and they are the only ones wearing a mask. That's why I refer to them as pigs. If they don't like it, maybe they should stop. Follow the U.S. Constitution. And we're paying their salaries. Think about that. Every one of these guys that's in full battle gear, we paid for that. U.S. tax dollars paid for that. They're not getting into firefights. No one is fighting them. We are simply peacefully protesting. Show me one video where somebody's throwing a punch even. It's not happening. The only ones throwing punches are the Border Patrol and the ICE agents. The only ones forcing confrontation are the Border Patrol and ICE agents. The only ones that are paid to agitate are the Border Patrol and ICE agents. They're the pigs. That's my opinion. They crossed a line. They're murdering people. They're beating people. They are stripping America of its dignity. They make us look like a nation full of drunken wife beaters. That's the way I feel every time I see this on TV. You know, these images go around the world. What do you think people in Canada are saying about the United States? What do you think the people in Mexico are saying about the United States? You make us look like some sick, sick people, and we're not. The American people are not like that. These people are goons. Goons. The people of America are being attacked by Donald John Trump, our exalted hot dog. They are attacking us without cause. If you want to arrest someone, go get a warrant. It's only worked for 250 years. Go get a warrant and go get the man that you want to arrest. Leave everybody else alone. You're going to act like a pig, I'm going to call you a pig. That's the way it is. You got no cause to be doing this to your fellow American citizens. The people that work for Border Patrol, the people that work for ICE, they know the Constitution. They know they're violating your civil rights. They know, and they're doing it anyways. They are hitting the streets with a gang mentality, and I'm going to rough you up, buddy. That shit ain't going to fly in America. You don't walk down the street like that in America. I'll tell you what happens. You get smacked down. I would never encourage violence, but I'm telling you, in America, you can't get away with this. The American people won't put up with it. They are trying to incite gun battles. ICE and Border Protection are trying to escalate and incite violence. They are not trying to keep the peace. They are not trying to serve legal warrants. They are not trying to enforce the law. These are American citizens attacking their fellow American citizens. It's not right. If you're going to act like a pig, I'm going to call you a pig. Plain and simple. Follow the law. Due process. Get a warrant signed by a judge. Not an administrative warrant, a real warrant. Go to the guy's address, pick him up, arrest him without beating the hell out of him, and let him have his day in court. Let him stand before a judge. That's what our Constitution says you get. Doesn't say you have to be a citizen to get that. That's what every human being in this country is entitled to. Whether they're a citizen or not, they're entitled to due process and a day in court. A judge. Every time you do this, you're telling the rest of the world, we're just a bunch of drunken wife beaters. We have no dignity. We have no respect for human life. We're just going to walk around and act like a bunch of pigs and beat each other half to death. That's not civilized society. If Border Patrol and ICE want to act like pigs, call them pigs. The police department didn't like it in the 60s. They hated the term. I mean, they hated it. It made their skin crawl. If you're going to act like a pig, I'm going to call you a pig. ICE is the aggressor. ICE is the only one using a weapon. ICE is the only one infringing on someone else's civil rights. ICE is not the victim. They're not getting into firefights. No one is throwing a punch at an ICE agent. I'm watching the same clips you are on TV. Have you seen anyone hit an ICE agent? Have you seen anyone attack an ICE agent? I haven't. ICE is always the aggressor. Jeez. It's real nice that they can go out and shame the people they killed, victim blaming this nurse. Give me a break. I saw all this shit in the 60s. They were white cops attacking black men that were peacefully protesting. Sound familiar? White men attacking brown men who are peacefully protesting. They are acting like pigs. They have no right to be even carrying lethal weapons. No one is fighting them. No one is attacking them. They are the attacker. I'm telling you, the ICE agent that is the aggressor, the ICE agent that is using his weapons, the ICE agent that is wearing a mask is not the victim. The people filming on their phones and trying to have a conversation with them and shame them into changing their actions, those are the victims. Those are the people that are at risk. They are storming the streets like a bunch of stormtroopers. They're here to take over. That shit ain't going to fly in America. Americans are putting up with it for now. But I'm telling you, they're doing this to incite violence. They are trying to incite further confrontations. They are trying to escalate. These are peaceful protesters that are filming. I hope our next president unmask all of these bastards. Publish their name, address, phone number, and a picture of them without the damn mask. I hope our next president assigns a special prosecutor. Investigate and prosecute. These people are American citizens getting paid to attack their fellow citizens. They are the aggressor. If you got a warrant for somebody, serve your warrant. Give them due process. This shit that they're doing, walking down the street, harassing people, rounding people up, show me your papers. This is right out of Nazi Germany. How did that end? How do you expect this to end? You keep doing the same things over and over and you're expecting a different result? Isn't that the definition of insanity? I'm sorry, but ICE is in the wrong. These are American citizens going to attack women on the street and push them around, hit them with pepper spray. They haven't done a goddamn thing. And these clowns that are doing this, getting this $50,000 bonus at the taxpayer's expense. All that riot gear that they're wearing, all that, we're paying for all of that. That crap ain't cheap. There is no need for them to be armed. No need for them to have any weapons at all. They're not getting into firefights. No one is attacking them. They are the aggressor. If you take away their weapons, they're not going to be so aggressive, are they? It's ridiculous. These guys, they're unqualified. They have not been trained. It is an insult to the police departments in this country for them to be wearing the word police across their chest. They are not police. They are giving the police a bad name. The police officers don't want anything to do with these clowns. The aggressor that is using a weapon and wearing a mask is not the victim. No one is attacking ICE. No one is attacking Border Patrol. No one has raised a gun, not once. No one has thrown a punch, not once. I've seen all the videos. You've seen all the videos. ICE is the aggressor. ICE is the one that's not following the Constitution. If you got cause to arrest someone, then you go get a warrant and you go arrest that person. You don't round up 90 people and hope the one that you wanted is in there. That's what a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry. I watched this shit for long enough. They are trying to incite further confrontation. They are trying to incite more violence just based on their actions. I keep seeing it. I see the ICE standing out front of a federal building, and I see the protesters standing in front of ICE, and the protesters are filming and they're telling them, you're an asshole, which is legal. And ICE always attacks the protester. It's never the other way around. No protester is attacking ICE. ICE is the aggressor. Border Patrol is the bad guy. Americans can tell good guys from bad guys. The bad guys are telling us that the good guys are bad. Bullshit. ICE and Border Patrol are the pigs right out of the 60s. They're pulling out their billy clubs and they're attacking because you're not white enough. Fuck that. I don't care what color a man's skin is. I don't judge him by that. Why? Because it's the law. And it has been for over 50 years. These bigots are going and applying for these jobs and getting paid a $50,000 sign-up bonus. And I don't know, they're probably paying them $100,000 a year to walk down the street and pick fights with total strangers based on the color of their skin. That's the way it looks to me. Feel free to disagree. Jump into chat, enlighten me, but I have not seen a single ICE agent getting attacked. Not one. I haven't seen Border Patrol under fire. The only ones using the guns are the bad guys. The only ones using aggression are the bad guys. And they're blaming the people they kill. How mature is that? It's disgusting. All right, that's 30 minutes on ice. We'll never get that time back. Somebody jump in the chat and change the subject. I got to get off it. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole. I do not want to encourage any violence at all, ever, against anyone. But I got to call things as I see them. This is called afternoon chat. It's not called Make Believe Central. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm telling you what I see. What I see is the same thing I saw in the 60s when I was a kid. Pigs beating their fellow human beings, their fellow Americans, without just cause. Pigs taking billy clubs to people because they didn't like the color of their skin. It's disgusting. They are stripping America of its dignity. You make us look like a bunch of drunken wife beaters. That is just disgusting. And you're doing it for pay from the American people. The very people you're attacking are paying your salary. It's just disgusting. I'm sorry. You want to talk about other news? We can talk about other news. The United States has surrounded Iran. They're getting ready to bomb them again. I predict it'll happen on Saturday. They have moved out all non-essential personnel and equipment, and they have moved in 2 aircraft carriers, one in the Indian Ocean, one in the Mediterranean Sea. They're getting ready to attack. They're going to bomb Iran, and I'm telling you, it's going to happen on Saturday. It's disgusting, all of it. And it's all because they don't want to release the Epstein papers. That's why all of this is going on. They're protecting the pedophiles. They are the pedophiles. If it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. The pedophiles are protecting one another, and they're trying to distract us by bombing other countries. Hi, Iran. See you on Saturday. Or Venezuela. Or pretend attack against Greenland. It's all a distraction. They don't want to release the Epstein files. They are violating the law. The U.S. government is violating the U.S. government's laws. How kosher is that? Every member of Congress, every member of the Senate, they share equal guilt in all of this crap. They are the pedophiles. All of them. They're rich donors, pedophiles. The senators, pedophiles. The Congress people, pedophiles. You don't believe me? Get them to release the damn paperwork. Jeffrey Epstein was running women. He was a pimp. He groomed them from little girls and he sold them. He rented them out. Who paid the pimp? Release the banking records. Show us who paid the pimp. If you go out on the corner and you pay a pimp and you get arrested, do you get to walk scot-free? No. The pimp gets arrested, the prostitute gets arrested, and the customer gets arrested. Who paid the pimp? It's disgusting, all this crap that they're doing. And they're doing this to protect the pedophiles. That's my opinion. Yeah, maybe I need to take a week off from watching the news again. I apologize, people. I'm sorry. I get a little fired up when I see this crap. Anytime you want, please, you're welcome to jump in the chat and change the topic. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. I do not have a script. I do not have a set agenda for this show. The agenda is to let the chat determine what we talk about. I don't have a plan. When no one gets in the chat, then we're stuck with wherever my mind wanders. And I was watching the news this morning, and it was not good news. If you're a Border Patrol or an ICE agent, you know right from wrong. You know what your civil rights are. So stop attacking your neighbors. Stop doing all this dastardly shit. Do you want your wife, your mother, your sister walking down the street getting pepper sprayed? I don't. What do you want to do to a man that does that to your female members of your family? That's what I see, is I see ICE and Border Patrol attacking their fellow Americans, ignoring the rule of law, ignoring the Constitution of the United States. And it's premeditated. They're doing this on purpose. They are planning to do it when they leave home and go to work. Well, I'm going to go rough some people up today. Makes me feel like a big, tough man. Makes you look like scum of the earth. It strips America of its dignity. That's not how we treat people here. And you damn well know it. I hope the next president of the United States puts you guys on a no-fly list, identifies you to the public, and then investigates you and holds you accountable for your crimes. And it is a crime to walk up and pepper spray someone. It's called assault. Assault with a weapon. Give me a break. If you're an ICE agent, or you know an ICE agent, or if you're a Border Patrol and you know a Border Patrol, you need to tell them you're going to be held accountable for your actions. I don't care if your boss tells you you can get away with it. You can't get away with this. It's wrong. It is wrong to kill people. Any people. It's just wrong. The American people should not be required to protest. The American people feel obligated to protest because that's the only way we can legally halt your actions. They are trying to incite further violence. To this point, I have not seen anyone attacking ICE or attacking Border Patrol. It's the other way around. You think you're getting away with this, and you ain't getting away with shit. It's all on film, dumbass. You may as well be robbing a 7-Eleven. It's the exact same thing. You're caught on film. They're going to get your ass eventually. You're going to pay. You're going to be held accountable. That's what our society does to people that step outside the lines. The orange exalted hot dog that ordered you to do this, he's not going to be held accountable. But you will be. By your family, your friends, they're all going to judge you. And they're going to look down on you and say, Jesus Christ, this guy doesn't know right from wrong. If you know someone that doesn't know right from wrong, do you invite them into your home ever? I don't. Do you befriend them? I don't. I'm telling you that right now. If you don't know right from wrong, I ain't giving you the time of day. Ain't gonna happen. We have a set of laws and a set of rules for a reason. Operate within the law. Nobody's going to say a word to you. But when you get outside the law and you start pepper spraying innocent people, attacking people, telling them where and when they can stand, bullshit. This is America. You're the one that's out of line. You got no right to tell nobody to do anything. And I don't care if they give you a uniform that says police. You're not a police officer. You are defiling the name police. You have not been properly trained. You are embarrassing the police departments everywhere you go. They don't want nothing to do with you because you don't know right from wrong. You think it's okay to assault people, push them around, herd them around like cattle. You know better than that. You've got to be 21 to have this job, don't you? Grow up. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. Americans don't treat people like this. It's wrong. It's morally, it's ethically wrong. If you got a warrant signed by a judge, go serve that warrant. Do your job without breaking the law. Give the man that you're arresting due process. Give him equitable treatment. This morning, I'm seeing people in cages on the floor, curled up with goddamn blankets. That's not right. These are human beings. They need to be treated with some dignity, with some respect. Internment camps, detention centers. Kiss my ass. You guys know right from wrong and you're doing this shit. Oh, I'm following orders. No, you're not. You're willfully breaking the law because you know better. Following orders. Oh, go hit that guy with a club. Go spray that poor woman with pepper spray. Tell them no. That's what a real man does. When your boss comes up and tells you to beat this crap out of somebody for no reason at all, a real man stands up and says, no. Why aren't you testifying against these people that are giving you these orders? They're illegal orders. We don't treat people that way. If a man tells you to go pepper spray somebody that's filming you with a phone, you're the one that's being the bad guy, not the woman filming you with a phone. You're going to spray her with pepper spray for doing nothing. You're breaking the law. You cannot attack people on the streets of America. I don't care what your boss tells you. It's wrong. A real man stands up to that boss and says, no. I'm not attacking the people that did nothing. It's ridiculous. These people that are giving you these orders, they need you to walk into a real police station and testify against them. They're giving you illegal, immoral orders. You know right from wrong. I'm sorry, it really irks me. These are American citizens putting on these uniforms and going out into the streets and acting like friggin' animals, wild animals. We don't do that here. This is not a war zone. In America, we have a set of rules, a set of laws, a way to treat people with dignity and respect. If someone has committed a crime, go to a judge, get a legal warrant signed by a judge, and go serve that warrant, and nobody's going to say a goddamn word to you. But when 20 of you hit the streets and decide you're going to start pushing people around and picking up people and abducting them when you don't have a warrant with their name on it, you're breaking the law. You're getting orders that are illegal. Do not follow them. I'm telling you, stop doing it. You're the one going to be held accountable. You should be the whistleblower. You should be turning your boss in. They're telling me if I walk down the street and beat people up, it's okay. They want me to do it. Testify to that in a court of law. Tell a real judge, my boss is telling me to pepper spray innocent people. My boss is telling me to shove them to the ground and beat them. My boss is telling me to kidnap people and stick them in an unmarked van and whisk them away, and then put them on a plane and ship them out of state and put them into a detention center in the middle of nowhere. This is not legal. Not in the United States of America. And you're enabling this boss that should be facing jail time for his actions. And instead, you're aiding and abetting. Every time you go along with an illegal order, you're the bad guy. And guess what? You're the low man on the totem pole. Who always takes the fall? The low man on the totem pole. You're acting like you don't know the difference between right and wrong. You do know the difference between right and wrong. In every instance, I have not seen anyone raise a hand against ICE. I have not seen anyone attack ICE. ICE is the aggressor. ICE is the only one using weapons. ICE is the only one forcing confrontation. ICE is the only one wearing a mask. ICE is not the victim. ICE is the bad guy. And if you're on the team with the bad guys, you better watch your step. You're going to be held accountable for your actions. I'm telling you, this is the United States of America. 5 years from now, Congress will be holding a hearing, and you're going to get hauled in there, and they're going to show you the video. And is that you spraying pepper spray on that innocent woman standing on the sidewalk? Is that you in this video? They're going to ask you. Mark my words. You're the low man on the totem pole. Keep on following illegal orders, you dumbass. God. Some people, you know right from wrong. If you're working for Border Patrol and you're working for ICE, get your resume together and find something else to do, son. You're fucking up your life. You're fucking up your country. Excuse my language. I apologize. I get fired up. I'm a grown-ass man, and I know right from wrong. And I'm not shooting pepper balls at anybody. I'm not spraying mace or bear spray or pepper spray at anybody. Because it's illegal. We cannot do that. I don't care if your boss told you to do it. Your boss is wrong. A real man turns on that boss and says, no, I'm not attacking innocent people. Are you nuts? Have you read the U.S. Constitution? Do you know what an individual's rights are? This is ridiculous. None of this should be happening. You are stripping America of our dignity. You make us look like we're no better than a nation full of drunken wife beaters. And I'm sorry, I find that unacceptable. I never carried myself that way, and I never plan to. And the fact that you're dragging me down this path and you're making me look like I'm part of this, I'm telling you, you ain't going to win no friends. All you're going to do is make enemies. If I meet you out on the street, and I'm a nice guy, if I meet you out on the street and you tell me your name's Johnny Doe and you want to go have a cup of coffee, I'm going to tell you no. As soon as I find out that you're Border Patrol or an ICE agent, I'm going to say no. I'm sorry, I don't socialize with people like that. They're beneath me. That's a fact. If your boss is telling you to hurt someone or attack someone, you need to man up and turn to your boss and tell them no. Let them fire you and then sue them. Wrongful termination. Get your chance to stand in front of the judge and say, Judge, he told me to hurt people. Let him stand up in front of that judge and answer for those crimes, not you. You want to be a manly man? Manly men don't walk down the street pushing on people, attacking people, trying to force a confrontation. Real men don't do that. Sorry. Cowards do that. You know right from wrong. I'm telling you, you better turn on that boss and you better tell him no. That's the only way you're going to come out of this looking like a man. I saw this in the casino industry. Similar type shit. Not as bad, not as violent, but it was bad. I went into an upper management meeting and the boss says, I want a paper trail on that guy. Create a paper trail. 30 days from now, we're going to fire him. I walked out of that meeting. I went and found the guy they were talking about, and I fired him on the spot. And I told him, go file for unemployment today. Don't wait. File today, right now. And then I went back to my boss and I told him what I'd done. Showed him the pink slip. I wrote it, change of personnel. No just cause for firing him. I just let him go. And I took that boss aside and I looked him in the eye and I told him, that's why people come in here with guns. You don't treat people like that. Don't you know right from wrong? He wanted to save a couple of bucks. Nice. What a dumbass. You know right from wrong. If you're working for Border Patrol or ICE, you know right from wrong. You better start turning on that boss and saying, no, I'm not treating people like that. They are not cattle that we're rounding up. No. You want me to arrest someone? Show me a warrant signed by a judge. I'll track that son of a bitch down and get him for you today. You got no warrant signed by no judge? I'm sorry, I'm not herding cattle. I'm not treating people like that. It's wrong. The United States of America in 2026, you know the difference between right and wrong. Act like it. I can't believe some of this shit. No one is attacking ICE. ICE is the aggressor. Plain and simple. Please jump in the chat, change the topic. We can talk about Christmas cookies if you like. I don't mind. I don't have a set agenda. I don't have a script. That's not what this show is about. I don't want to be the star of this show. I want the people in the chat to be the guest stars. If you want to be able to chat, get that Discord app from YouTube. According to my analytics, 85% of the people watch this show on TV. They chat with a phone or a computer or some type of iPad or tablet. I watched the news this morning and I'm tired of watching Americans get killed. I'm tired of watching these guys acting like pigs right out of the 60s. I can see them all. They were in police uniforms back in the day. They had their riot shields and their billy clubs. And the innocent black man was standing on the end of the bridge. And the police were attacking, just like ICE is attacking now. I've seen this all before. ICE and Border Patrol are acting like Nazi Gestapo. And we all saw how that turned out. Do you really want to proceed down this path? They are the aggressor. They are in the wrong. Not once in my life have I ever followed an illegal order from my boss. I'm not going to do anything illegal. I'm not going to do anything immoral. Sorry. Real men don't do that shit. If you're having trouble, get your resume together and find something else to do. There are other jobs out there. I'd rather dig a ditch than work for ICE. I'm telling you. Actually, I'd like to work for ICE. I'm sorry, I'm so goddamn old. I'd go apply and then I'd whistle blow on them. I'd testify against them bastards. Give me illegal orders? Fuck you. You're the one that needs to be behind bars. You're the one that needs to be detained. Your boss knows right from wrong, too. I don't care what his job title is. Human beings don't treat each other like that in this country. It's illegal. I hope our next president identifies you all to the public. Every Border Patrol agent, every ICE agent, identify him to the public, and then appoint a special prosecutor and show him all these ICE films and say, go get him. Prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. Assault is assault. And if you're pepper spraying some woman because she's standing on the sidewalk filming you with her phone, you deserve to go to jail, son. Your actions, not mine. It's unbelievable what these guys are doing. ICE is not getting in firefights. They don't need weapons. The weapons are the problem. Stop using weapons, and half that aggression disappears. You feel emboldened, and that's where you're wrong. You're not emboldened. You're being manipulated and controlled by an evil son of a bitch, the orange exalted hot dog, attacking the American people. He got elected to represent you, and he's attacking you. He's taxing you with his tariffs, and he's attacking you on the streets with his private army. Bullshit. I'm sorry. Please jump in the chat. Change the subject. I can talk to you about anything at all. But I'm probably going to have to take a week off from watching the news because this shit's just getting me all kinds of fired up. I'm 68 years old. I remember the 60s, and I remember the pigs. And that's what they acted like, was pigs. And that's exactly what ICE and Border Patrol are doing now. They're acting like pigs. It's horrible. I thought America had gotten past that. I thought we'd grown up. Evidently not. Grown adults that don't know right from wrong, that don't know they're violating their own constitution by attacking people on the street, firing tear gas. Give me a break. It's a matter of time before this escalates. It's inevitable. If the president does not back this off, this will escalate, and then ICE will be in firefights. And when they do get in firefights, they're going to lose. It's escalating. And it doesn't have to. We have due process. We have a set of laws that have worked in this country for 250 years. If you want to arrest someone, go before a judge and get a signed warrant. Serve your warrant, and the protesters will leave you alone. If you're doing it legally, protesters got nothing to talk about. But if you're hitting the streets acting like pigs out of the 60s, I already know how this is going to unfold. I've seen it. I lived through it. In the 60s, it was white cops against innocent black men. And they did the exact same thing. They lined up face to face, and then the cops attacked the innocent black man. They killed them, they beat them, they threw them in jail, charged them with crimes. It had this whole country in disarray. I remember it like yesterday. The cops were in the wrong in the 60s. ICE and Border Patrol are in the wrong today. The aggressor that's using weapons and wearing a mask is not the victim. I don't care what your boss tells you. The aggressor using the weapons is the bad guy. They're the pigs. I know it's a disturbing word when it's used with that kind of enunciation. It bugged the hell out of the cops back in the 60s. And I feel sorry for the police right now. I respect cops. My best friend's a retired cop. And I'm telling you, they are giving the police a bad name when they put police over the front of these ICE agents and these Border Patrol guys. They are not highly trained professionals. These are prejudiced rednecks that have been given a badge. It's sad. Mark my words, 5 years from now, this will be going through the halls of Congress. They're going to still be having trials. They'll still be searching out these ICE agents because they're going to get sued. Those 2 people that were killed in Minnesota, if you're a family member of theirs, what have you got to lose? No, your orange exalted hot dog is the only one that's got immunity. And his immunity ain't going to last past his presidency. I can guarantee you. Well, the guy's stealing left and right. He's lying left and right. He's making enemies left and right. They're not going to let that go. All this tariff bullshit was so he could get bribes from foreign countries. That's all it was. A tariff is a tax on the American people. It's a hidden tax. All that tariff money he's talking about he's collecting, right out of your wallet, right out of my wallet. Sorry, it's the truth. Ain't nobody paying me to sit here and lie to you. I'm telling you, this is a free show. I can't shut up about it. That's evident. I'm an hour and 20 minutes into this show. Haven't shut up yet. These people are stripping America of its dignity. And if I were a resident of another country, the last thing I would want to do would come in here and be a foreigner. Oh my God. What are they doing at the border between here and Mexico? There ain't no TV cameras down there. I wonder why. Well, maybe because our media is bought and paid for too. Everything but this show. This show is free. Okay. And if you ever want to speak your mind, you're more than welcome to jump in the chat here. That's why I've enabled the chat. That's why this show is set up the way it is, so that your voice can be heard. You can speak your mind. If you're in another country that does not have freedom of speech, do not get yourself into trouble with your government, please. I don't want this show to cause you any hardship at all. Here in the United States, we have a freedom of speech. I know what I can say. This is all going to end badly. Everything that you're seeing on the news today about immigration is all caused by the politicians that we have in office. When you get a chance to vote, please vote all incumbents out. This whole group that is governing this country right now needs to be voted out of office. Get a new crew in here and let's see how they do. These people that are in Congress and the Senate right now are completely dysfunctional. They are unable to make this president operate within the boundaries of the Constitution he's sworn an oath to uphold. The U.S. Constitution gives every human being in this country the right to due process. It's the law. Has been the law. Every human being has the right to due process, whether they're a citizen or not. They cannot deport anyone without that person first standing in front of a judge and the judge then saying, "I'm sorry, you've got to go." Due process. These people that are being whisked away are being mistreated. These people that are being rounded up without a warrant signed by a judge, they're being mistreated. And our current politicians are all allowing this to happen. Every one of those senators, there's 100 of them, should be standing in front of the White House saying, "Stop this. Stop it now." And they're not. They're not saying that at all. 435 members of Congress are not standing in front of the White House saying, "Stop this now." That's all they have to do. If they tell him, "You must stop this, it is unlawful," he'll stop. They're not saying it. They're not doing their jobs. They are not functioning as a check and balance on the executive branch. They have shirked their responsibilities. They are allowing all this to happen, and they are the ones that have the power to stop it. The American people should not be forced out into the street to protest in order to stop this. Your elected officials are supposed to be doing their job, and they should have stopped this before it ever happened. Vote them all out of office, every last one of them. Don't elect any incumbents. If they've already held the position, that's it. You had your shot. You didn't do your job. Now you're gone. Next week, they're going to shut down the government again. Next week, we're going to bomb Iran again. The president that wants the Nobel Peace Prize can't stop killing people. Think about that. How many people are they going to bomb in Iran? They're going to do it. He's got Iran surrounded, and they've withdrawn all non-essential personnel. All non-essential equipment has been evacuated. He's got an aircraft carrier in the Indian Ocean. He's got an aircraft carrier in the Med. They're getting ready to bomb Iran, and they're going to do it on Saturday because the stock market is closed. And yep, there's another budget due in Congress, and they're going to shut down the government again. The same place we just were. Government's closed. Oh, well. The government is closed because these clowns are not doing their job. I did a video explaining politics in America in 2026. I thought it was pretty good. It didn't get very many views, but if you guys want to see it, it's posted. Politics in America in 2026. It's in a playlist, Opinions and Explanations. These politicians all need to be voted out of office. Every last one of them. The ones you like, get them out. They're not doing the job. I don't care how much you like them. They're dysfunctional. When the government shuts down, they're not doing their job. When the police are not doing their job, what do? We go to the politicians. The politicians are not doing their job. We've got to vote them out and get some new politicians, the ones that'll make the police do their job. ICE and Border Patrol are done. I'm sorry, there's a moral and ethical standard in this country, and both of these outfits are below it. You don't treat human beings like that in this country. You don't know right from wrong. Your paycheck is over, son. We'll get you out of there. Just like the politicians, we'll hope that the next ones do a better job. It's a dysfunctional government that's turning around and hiring, I don't know, redneck bigots. Unbelievable. It's 2026, and the streets of America are not safe because of American government. Brutal. Makes no sense at all. Mark my words, Saturday, the United States will bomb Iran. It's going to happen. I see the news. For my war news, I go to The Enforcer. It's a channel here on YouTube. A couple of young men out of Utah. They do a great job. They glean social media for war news. Then they post it and deliver it to you in a fast-paced nightly show. You want to know what's going on with war anywhere in the world? Watch the Enforcer channel. I do. It's like if you want to know what's going on with the Lions, you watch Mike Kimber. He'll tell you. Whether it's good news or bad news, he'll tell you and he'll give you the straight shot. Okay. I'm sorry that I went off on this show. We should have had a boring show like yesterday. Okay. I got fired up when I watched the news, and none of this crap should be happening. Americans know better. We saw all this in the 60s. It's an exact repeat. Except now, instead of going after the black guys, they're going after the Latino guys. It's the same thing. They're using the same tactics, lining them up until the authorities decide to mercilessly attack. I'm sorry, but we've seen this play out before. There was all kinds of stuff that went on back then. And it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well at all. It's a matter of time. You can only push the American people so far. When you push them too far, when you cross the line and push them too far, the American people will push back. And when the American people push back, the whole world sits up and takes notice. It's sad that this is happening. These wannabe tough guys, these little bigots, are signing up to ICE and then walking down the street, breaking the law. They think that they can get away with it. They can't. They're going to be held accountable for their actions. I'm telling you, a special prosecutor, the next president can appoint a special prosecutor that'll do nothing but spend the next 10 years finding these people and tracking them down and prosecuting them. And what the hell are you going to do? You're going to stand there and say, well, my boss told me to attack that woman with pepper spray and push her down and kick her. If your boss is giving you illegal orders, the worst possible thing you can do is follow those orders. You need to turn around, look your boss in the eye, and tell him, no, don't you know right from wrong? That's what it takes a man to do that. But the people they're hiring aren't men. They don't have any dignity. They don't have any ethics. They don't have any morals. They are the scum of the earth. They're the pigs right out of the 60s. I didn't invent the term, but I'm sure as hell going to use it from now on. If it walks like a pig, if it talks like a pig, if it acts like a pig, it's a pig. These people don't remember, evidently. Well, the history books are there, and I'm telling you, it's not going to end well. There's no nice way to get out of this. And it's all thanks to Donald J. Trump. He got elected by the American people to represent the American people. The first thing he did was tax the American people with his tariffs. The second thing he did was create a private army and attack the people on the streets. You really want 3 more years of this? You really think this can go 3 more years? It ain't gonna. I'm telling you, this is gonna end bad. It didn't work out in Nazi Germany. It's not going to work out here. The only ones being paid to agitate are ICE and Border Patrol. The protesters are not being paid. The protesters are not the aggressors. I've been watching. I have not seen anyone attack ICE. It's always the other way around. It was in the 60s and it is today. The government is in the wrong. The government is the aggressor. The government is ordered by Donald Trump. Plain and simple. It's horrible what they're doing. I have a granddaughter that is part Filipino. She's getting ready to go off to college. And I have to worry about her. What do you think is going to happen if some ICE agent gets a hold of my granddaughter? It's not going to be pretty. These people need to leave these other Americans alone. ICE and Border Protection are the bad guys. They're the aggressors. They're the ones that are using aggressive tactics. They're the ones that are bringing the confrontation to the streets of America. They are the ones that are armed and using their weapons. They are the ones wearing the mask. They are not the victims. They're the bad guys. Just like in the 60s, when the police were beating up the black men, the government is wrong. The government is evil for doing this. It is not right. It is all illegal. We have a constitution. All they need to do is follow it, and we don't have problems. When they don't follow it, now we got a ton of problems, and they're not going to end nicely. I'm telling you, it's all bad. The protesters will not stop. It's the only thing they can do. Their politicians are not representing them. If they were, none of this would be happening. Congress, the House of Representatives, they went on vacation. That's how they're dealing with this. They're not representing you. They're on vacation. The senators, there's 100 of them. They could all be standing in front of the White House holding a press conference today and telling Donald Trump, remove all these ICE agents immediately. They could tell him. They don't have to ask. They could tell him. Think about that. The checks and balances of our system of government, the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. There's supposed to be checks and balances on Trump's behavior, and they're not doing their job. They're on vacation this week. They're going to shut the government down next week. And then in celebration, they're just going to keep on hiding these pedophiles. They are the pedophiles. That's why the papers for Epstein have not come out. The files have not been released because all of our current politicians and their donors are the pedophiles. Jeffrey Epstein was a pimp. Who paid the pimp? He wasn't walking into Wells Fargo every Monday morning with a bushel basket full of cash saying, I'd like to make a deposit. They got a paper trail on this guy a mile long. They know who paid him. They know who gave him the money. They're protecting the pedophiles because they are the pedophiles. Plain and simple. All this other stuff is a distraction. A violent, ugly, illegal distraction. The ICE thing will try to calm down a little bit this week. And then on Saturday, they're going to attack Iran. They're going to try to change the news cycle again. The Epstein files were supposed to be released on December 19th, but your government is breaking the law. Your government is not releasing the files. Your government is dirty. And that's why I say vote them all out of office. The next time you go into a poll booth, vote them all out. No incumbents. Don't reelect anyone. They're all bad. You don't see 100 senators standing in front of the White House telling Trump, no, you can't do this. You don't see 435 members of the House of Representatives standing in front of the White House telling Trump, you can't do this. They're elected to represent you, and they're not representing you. So vote them all out of office. That's my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. But I'm telling you, none of these people is worth the powder to blow them to hell. Even the politicians that you like, they're not doing their job because this shit's continuing. Release the Epstein files, get ICE off the streets of America, and follow the law. Due process is for every human being within the borders of this country. It's guaranteed by the Constitution. Even if they're not a U.S. citizen, they still have the right to due process. If you want to arrest a man, go before a judge and get a warrant signed. Then serve the warrant. Go arrest that man. These are not cattle. You're not just going to mow or, go down the street and round up people. That's illegal. It's immoral. It's unethical. We don't do that here. They're stripping America of all its dignity. And both houses of Congress are allowing this to happen. They could stop it. They're not stopping it. They're allowing this to continue. As long as they allow this to happen, it will happen. And it will escalate. I'm telling you. And this is all because the Epstein files. All of it. Obama deported more people than Trump. And yet ICE wasn't walking down the street attacking people. How is that possible? Oh, Obama stayed within the boundaries of the law. Hello? They want this as a distraction. They want to divvy us up into subgroups. They don't want us to stand together and unite. That's what all of this is about. Control, manipulation, and they're using your fears against you. Well, I got news for you. You're not getting me scared. You're getting me angry. This is going to end badly. And it's going to end badly because both houses, the House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate, are failing to do their job. They're not operating as a check and balance on the executive branch. They are rubber stamping everything Donald Trump does. They're saying it's okay with me because they're all in the Epstein files. Every one of them. They're all guilty. They're all pedophile protectors because they are the pedophiles. Sorry. I got to call it you call it the way I see it. That's what I see from my end of my couch. I'm in Michigan. Maybe you see something different from where you're sitting. Feel free to jump in the chat and straighten me out. But I don't see this ending good. It's just going to keep on getting worse. And those Epstein files still aren't coming out. They're breaking the law. The U.S. government is breaking its own laws on a daily basis. It can all be fixed. Those files could be released in one day. All of them. ICE could be withdrawn from the streets of America in one day. All of them. They're letting this go because they don't care about you. They don't represent you, and they're proving it to you on a daily basis. If they were representing you, none of this shit would be happening. Our U.S. government would not be breaking their own laws. December 19th of last year, every one of those files was supposed to be released. They haven't even released 1%. They are protecting the pedophiles because they are the pedophiles. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, sounds like a duck, I'm telling you, it's a duck. They are all pedophiles. That's why they're protecting each other. All this other crap is all a distraction meant to take your mind off of the pedophile files. Mark my words, Saturday, they're going to attack Iran. They got to change the news cycle again. They can't let it go on like this. So Saturday, they're going to bomb Iran. Next Monday, I'm going to come on TV and I'm going to tell you, I told you so. Okay? They've got Iran surrounded. 2 aircraft carriers. One in the Indian Ocean, one in the Mediterranean. They've already withdrawn all non-essential personnel and equipment from the region. They're going to attack on Saturday because the stock market is closed on Saturday. They've all got their money in the stock market, so they don't want it to crash. So they're going to attack on Saturday only. That's the way I see it. That's my opinion. If you guys want to voice yours, you're welcome to. The chat is enabled. But I'm telling you, none of this is going to end well. It's all going to end bad. And it's all going to end bad because the United States Congress is not willing to do their jobs. They are not willing to represent you. The best thing you can do for America is vote them all out of office. Every last one of them. If they've held the position before, vote them out. Get a whole new crew of people and we'll try again. See if they can work together. This crew is not. Donald Trump is attacking the American people at the same time he is taxing the American people with his tariff program. Immoral. Unethical. In my opinion. The show's called Afternoon Chat. It's Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. YouTube tells me to encourage people to like and subscribe. It will help the channel. We'll see how it goes. I'll be here tomorrow at 3. This is a free show. I'm not selling you anything. No midstream ads, no commercials. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to become an online influencer. I'm not trying to run you down and tackle your wallet. I am trying to meet people and give them a chance to speak their mind in the chat. I believe everybody has a right to their own opinion. You don't have to agree with me to get into the chat and be welcomed here. This is always going to be an inclusive channel. It's not an exclusive club. I'm not keeping anybody out. I'm inviting everybody in. I'm just a guy sitting on his couch. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a script. I'm not trying to become famous. I'm using an alias as Ghost Mostly. I want the stars of this show to be the people in the chat. They are the ones that determine what we talk about. If you ever want to change the subject of what I'm rambling on about, please feel free to jump in the chat. I welcome you. I went off a little bit today. I apologize for my language. I had I dropped a couple of F-bombs. I apologize. I got upset when I watched the news this morning, and tomorrow's show will have to be better. It can't be much worse than this. Please join me tomorrow. It's my personal philosophy, and if you're nice to everybody all of the time, you're going to like your end result. I'm Ghost Mostly. Be safe, be happy, find some joy in your life. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening. Bye. Thanks for your time. I do appreciate you all. Okay. Thanks.